Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dr. Simonds Metabolics and Weight Loss Facebook Live Ask Me Anything event, January 24th, 2022. We're open as always in both locations, and you can enter to win a $25 Target gift card like we've been doing. This is Michelle Kennedy. I'm Wickham Simonds. I think most of you know who we are. Anyway, like this video and hashtag Simonds AMA. That's what you got to do in the comments section. That's what you got to do to be able to enter for the $25 gift card. We're answering your questions live. We have some questions and we're answering your questions.
Yes, feel free to leave us a comment in the comment section, whether it's a question or just something you want to let us know. And then we're also going to go through some questions that are submitted. So if you didn't get your question answered today, because maybe you're watching this recorded, since they're all recorded, you could always submit a question to be answered on our next AMA in 2 weeks. We do these every 2 weeks on Monday. We're currently in Raleigh on Falls and Noose Road, and we also have a Durham location. Give us a call. I know January is a time that we've had a lot of new patients. But we've also had a lot of restarts. So if you're struggling, please give us a call. We can get you in. Go USA.
If the Olympics coming up, I'm just, doing my part here. Just showing a little support.
Absolutely.
That's right. So,
all right, you want to jump in?
Yeah, Jen from Raleigh. She's interested in trying some CBD and was wondering which variety you recommend and your best seller. Well, I do like CBD. CBD is a family of compounds, oils found in a hemp plant. Okay, it does not include, in this case, THC. THC is the component of marijuana that makes you, it's psychoactive and makes you high. So it does not include that. It's the other oils in the hemp plant that I'm talking about. And there's multiple oils. And we carry a brand here that we think is the best. It's called Naternal. And I've got some available when I saw this question. So the Naternal comes in several varieties of oils, and we also have it compounded or up into some. It's not like compounded. It's available as a muscle cream also. But the bottom line is the oils have medicinal properties, and Naternal is, in my opinion, the market leader in terms of the quality of the stuff. So I've seen their operation firsthand. They're out here in the Research Triangle Park. The products are grown right here in North Carolina. They're processed in the Research Triangle Park. I've seen every step of the process, and the quality control and the testing is excellent. It is superior to anything that I ever thought I would see, and they're doing it right. So when you get their products, they're going to be the best products. They're going to be in compliance with all federal and state laws, and they're going to be exactly what they're advertised to be. Now, there's another question that we got about this, and this is kind of a good time to talk about it. I've been looking for the opportunity to do so. Your body has an endocannabinoid system. So you make compounds in your body that act like these compounds and mimic these compounds that are found in the hemp plant or cannabis, okay? And you have receptor types, and these things are involved in your hunger, amongst many other things. This is kind of an important system in your body. And so there is a receptor type in that endocannabinoid system that when the compounds bind it, when certain compounds bind it, it makes you hungry. Okay. And so there was a diet drug in 2006 that came onto the market in Europe that was wildly popular and subsequently was taken off the market. But the action of the drug was to block that receptor. Okay, and the problem is that people became a small percentage of people became really depressed with that. Okay, because the same kind of receptor, I guess, can make you feel happy. Think people smoking weed, feeling all happy, laughing, all that sort of thing. Well, if you block the ability for that to happen, so a certain number of people are going to get depressed. But this thing is important in terms of hunger and craving. So what I like about these oils is these oils act as partial blockers of that receptor, but not so much that you get depressed. In fact, most of my patients will feel like that they actually have improved mood.
Yes.
And you can select out certain oils in this family that have a potent anti-inflammatory effects, for example. So one of those I have here called they call it Move. Naternal calls it Move. because it is a potent anti-inflammatory. That they take the full spectrum CBD oil and add some extra CBG, which is one of the oils in that family. So you get a higher concentration of the CBG. Now the CBG is the most potent of the anti-inflammatory oils in that family. And so this is an example of how you can really create a supplement that has medicinal properties to it that are really potent. And I use this myself because I don't like taking them. If I take, for example, these over-the-counter pain relievers, they do things like give me heartburn. I don't like it. And I don't have to worry about it with this, right? And so if I have muscle soreness or whatever from working out, this has been a great product that I really like. Now, one of the other questions we're going to answer here toward the end is about a study that was recently done at Oregon State University. I think Richard Van Bremen is the guy who conducted the study, but they studied these. It was written up in Forbes. So look, I'm just telling you what was in the Forbes article and what was in the study. So don't get mad at me and talk bad about me if I say something here that runs contrary to what you believe ought to be out there on the internet. If you censor me, you're just censoring the Forbes article or what the guy published, okay? But the bottom line is that CBG was one of a couple of oils that they tested on the COVID-19 virus, okay? They started with the theory that some of these oils actually prevent the binding of COVID-19 spike protein to the ACE2 receptor on your cells. That's how it gets inside there. Okay, so a lot of you have heard of that spike protein. The spike protein binds to what's called the ACE2 receptor on your cell membranes, and that's how it's able to enter. And these oils in their study, particularly this CBG, binds to the spike protein, okay? Prevents the spike protein from binding then the receptor site on the cell. This was their finding, and it was written up in Forbes magazine. I'm just telling you what I read. I'm not going to say anything about it really other than that, just so that you know this is kind of, this is kind of cool stuff in my opinion. It's kind of cool stuff to know when we got all these, we're thinking of all these weapons to try to stop the transmission of this virus, stop you from getting it, this sort of thing. If a supplement helps, I'm all for it. I got nothing against that. And I'm all for vaccines. I'm all for every other measure that's out there. And I'm also for that. So,
thank you, Karen. You're the one that asked about that study in Forbes. You asked us to share our thoughts on the stuing in which cannabis compounds may prevent infection of COVID-19, referring to that Forbes. So
that's right. I'll come back and touch on it just a little bit. But the other thing that when I was reading the article, I came across another piece of information. Forbes is a financial magazine, okay? And along that same line, you can see there is a title there that says Pfizer is making a big buy into medical cannabis with a $6.7 billion with a B acquisition of a cannabis compound company. Okay, so they get this. Pfizer, the same one that made the vaccine that most of you got. Okay, that most of us got, should I say? Okay, Pfizer, a huge pharmaceutical company, just dropped $6.7 billion into this arena because they recognize the medicinal properties here. So this stuff's not just, some naturalist down on the corner with this little store whipping up some stuff. This is big money companies, right? They're like, whoa, hey, this has real potential. So keep watching this stuff. I think I think there's an exciting future ahead in this area. So if you're interested in CBD, we've got deals. Check out our email. We've got good prices on that Eternal stuff, better than you're going to find anywhere else. And we do sell a lot of it. And I don't do a lot of arm twisting about it or anything. I think most of my patients probably have read about it, thought about it, and then they tried it. And many of them come back with pretty fantastic stories about how well it works for various things, right? Yeah. So welcome again.
Yeah, welcome again. We're here.
Metabolics and weight loss. Ask me anything. Live Facebook
Looks
event.
like Nicole and Letitia have entered. Thank you so much. And what they're entering is for a $25 Target gift card. All you got to do is like this video and write hashtag Simonds AMA, just as they did in the comment section. So if you'd like to enter at the end of this show, we're going to pull a winner and then get you that gift card. And then we're going to do this again in 2 weeks. So make sure to tune in if you are watching this recorded. Anything else you wanted to touch on with the CBD before we move on to Carla?
If we get time at the end, I'll just shed a little more light on the study from Oregon State.
All right, sounds good. So we're going to move on to Carla from Raleigh. Carla says, my weight loss has stalled for a few weeks now. Any tips to help get past a plateau? Things we hear all the time in the office is, how do I get it moving again? Generally, it's changing something. So usually I tell folks a couple of weeks of staying at the same weight is very, very normal, very expected. It is part of the journey. It is a frustrating part of the journey, but we definitely get a bit more concerned when it's 4 or more weeks. That's what we'll consider a true plateau. 4 or more weeks with no weight change at all. Then we really need to change something. But that doesn't mean after a few weeks of doing things that were working, causing a maintenance phase, it doesn't mean that something still then doesn't need to change. And that could be changing dietary habits, maybe less carbs, maybe more carbs, maybe less protein, maybe more protein. Generally, it's more protein and less carbs, I will tell you. And maybe it's water intake, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's stress, maybe it's medications, maybe it's exercise. So any of these components are going to need to be altered, or maybe more than one will need to be altered. And that's kind of what we do here at our visits, is help figure out with you, what do we need to do different, right? It's great when it's just moving right along and you're on what we call cruise control, and it's down, 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 down on the scale and you're feeling great. Where we really come in is when it gets hard like this, Carla, is when you feel frustrated, when you don't exactly know what to change because what you're doing was working. And honestly, it's not that what you're doing is wrong. We just need to change it. That's it.
That's it.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So give us a call, Carla. We can definitely provide you with, based on what you're doing now, some alterations that could really have a big impact, even if they're minor alterations in what you're doing.
You got it.
All right. So one, Kim?
Yes. So Kim from Morrisville. I saw that Dr. Simonds will be speaking at an upcoming event. Can you tell me more about it? How I can attend? Yes. So there is an organization that we've kind of partnered and done things with over the years called Adapt Your Life. And it's a keto group that focuses on adapting your life around eating in a ketogenic lifestyle. So anyway, they have a Adapt Your Life Academy online where you can take online courses and be a part of groups and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, and we know the folks who run the thing, and they're super folks. And so anyway, they do some live events, and during COVID we really couldn't do them, so it's been a couple of years since we did the live events. But the nature of the events, they're one-day events at various places around the country, and you register and you pay a small fee and you go, and they bring in speakers to fire you up and show you how to live this lifestyle and answer questions, stuff like that. And so the talks are good. The interaction and networking is great. And it's generally a fun time, I would say, is had by all. They've even had me sing songs and stuff like that in the past. And it went pretty well. I did better than I thought when I saw the recordings of the singing and stuff. So
it's worth going,
yes.
But not just for that.
That's right. Yes. Yes. So anyway, it's kind of like on the spot karaoke. The owner put me on the spot a couple times in the past. So now to be able to register for this, it's Saturday, February the 12th, and at the McKimmon Center in Raleigh. And we've been putting a link in our emails for that.
There's also a link right here in the comments section.
That's right. You see that part? That's what you'll see in your email, that purple picture right there. Just pan down on your emails that you get from us. It's there. And you just click Get Tickets. Okay. And so anyway, hopefully the weather will cooperate. I feel like it probably will. We had a couple bad wintry days, but we generally don't have a lot of that here in North Carolina. So hopefully that'll all cooperate and we can pull the whole thing off. There's going to be a number of good speakers there. I would consider myself the least of the speakers. So I generally am well received at these things, though. I mean, I don't, there's some really kind of big names that publish stuff, and you see them in other forums, and I'm just kind of the country boy who wandered up in there, who's just kind of, giving the, my casual keto talk, and the crowd likes it. The crowd likes it because the crowd's not scientists. The crowd is lay people, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you get a little, you can get kind of over scientific with some of these talks, and I'm the kind of guy that's like, hey, keep it simple for me. Tell me what I can have and don't have, and so I can bring the perspective of, hey, I treat thousands of patients a year, and this is how it works, right? And so people tend to really like that sort of thing, right? And we live in a kind of a country state, if you will. I mean, it's progressive and everything, but there's still a lot of country folks, and they kind of like a guy like me who gets up there, and just
straightforward.
That's right, yeah, puts this little country swirl on it. So anyway, I'd love to see you there, and I think that if you registered to go, you would learn a lot of things and meet a lot of cool people. Yeah,
it's a great resource.
That's right. Yeah, because there's a lot of people doing stuff that I don't typically think about, and you begin to see all that. I mean, you really begin to see how people are preparing food, where they're sourcing their food from, all stuff that sometimes I just never heard of, and they're doing it, man, and it's good.
We all have stuff to learn, and it's conferences like this that we learn a lot of our things from to share with you. So this is a cool event where you get to go directly to the source.
Yeah, that's right.
Some really great experts are going to be there. I looked at the speakers, and you will not be disappointed. If you have any interest in learning more about a ketogenic lifestyle, you're going to want to attend this event on February 12th.
Yeah. So enter to win the $25 gift card. You got to like this video in the comments section. Hashtag Simonds.
Right now, there's only 2 entries. So
that's right. You got a 50% chance of winning right now. Okay. Okay.
All right, let's move on to Holly from Carrie. Can I still continue lipotropic injections during pregnancy? Congratulations, I should say. Lipotropic injections are vitamins, amino acids. I always will say, talk to your OBGYN to make sure of anything that you are going to do. But if you do get the okay from your OBGYN, they feel comfortable with it, you feel comfortable with it, there is nothing in there that could be harmful. They are pure vitamins, natural compounds, amino acids. There is nothing pharmaceutical. They're not going to have any negative effect on how you feel. They really are only to help you feel better. And during pregnancy, I imagine, is a time where a lot of women are looking for things to help them feel better. So what would you say to that?
Yeah, I would say I agree with your answer. Look, there's kind of the legal answer. Okay. This is a society we live in. Okay. Devoid of all common sense. The legal answer is you're not allowed to do anything when you're pregnant. You can't even breathe when you're pregnant because it may kill you and your baby. Okay, that's kind of the way.
There's a lot of fear, around what you can and cannot do.
Whatever you do, don't eat the sandwich meat is the latest thing, right?
Right. Don't eat sushi.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay, so that's right. So, I kind of make fun of that, okay, because I don't know how we ever made it prior to this modern era.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing women were pregnant for so many hundreds and hundreds of years. But
Michelle's right. There's not any. So the legal answer is ask your OBGYN and get their permission first. From our standpoint, there's none of the singular ingredients that are in the lipotropic injections that are known to be harmful. They're just vitamins and amino acids, which you get in your food.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or many of these compounds are in your prenatal.
That's right.
B vitamins.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think, Holly, just get a check first, but that's the political answer. Politically correct answer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
All right. So Rita from Raleigh is asking, how can I avoid loose skin and stretch marks during weight loss? This is a concern many folks have, and we see all the time. Folks lose a lot of weight and then say, okay, what do I do now about maybe the arm or the legs or the abdomen? And luckily, a lot can change after you have reached weight maintenance during that first 6 months. We've talked about that before on the podcast. So sometimes just patience is really the most important thing. You'll also hear me talk all the time about collagen. We've had episodes that we've talked specifically about questions related to collagen and how that is a certain matrix of amino acids or building blocks of protein that are very important for building skin, hair, nails, keeping those strong. So not something that's going to tighten it up the way maybe surgery would, but there are things that we could do along the way. Some physical exercise can really help. But luckily, there's also some other tools, invasive surgical and non-invasive surgical. And we actually in our practice offer a non-invasive option.
That is correct. We do have a body contouring center It's in the office suite that is next door to our weight loss practice in Durham. So it's right next to each other.
That's
And
the South Point.
that's right. It's so that's at Renaissance Center at South Point. And so I-40 exit 276, Fayetteville Road.
Across from the big mall.
That's
across
right.
From the big South Point.
And across the parking lot from David's Bridal, Ted's Montana Grill, and Ulta. We're on the second floor. And we have some really cool machines there. And we're about to put up some stuff on our website about that because it's kind of new, but it's not invasive. And we have a trained nurse who happens to be my wife who's doing the procedures. And it's really neat. So there's not downtime. That's the cool part. You can get the treatments. They're not painful. And there's no downtime. And it tightens loose skin. And it tones the underlying muscle. And it decreases the subcutaneous fat there. So it's kind of, you get the three things there: toning, tightening, and getting rid of the fat. And so they're really neat. The machines are. We'll do a free consult. We realize that this is all kind of a conceptual thing that we're talking about, and so we're not going to strong arm you. Some places will say, "Come on in for a free consult," and then they'll try to sell you everything. Right? I'm not interested in trying to twist your arm. Okay. On that sort of thing. I want you to know what it is so that if you want to do it at some point in the future, you know what it is, how it works, what would be involved, what the cost would be, and we won't bug you after that, okay? We figure when you're ready, you'll do something like that, and you'll consider us if you want to do it, right? So anyway, we're excited about that. And
also give us a call.
Yeah, if you want the free consult, just give us a call, or while you're in the office, say, I'd like that, and I'll have my wife Anna get in touch with you and set up a time that works for you.
Yeah. And I will say I have several patients who have now been doing it for a good amount of time, and they are all very, very happy. I had a lady the other day who I've been seeing for many, many years, and I give her the lipotropic injection. So I know her arms. I have given her dozens and dozens and dozens of injections, and she had her arms done, and I really noticed there was a tightening and a change in some of the dimpling. A really almost complete improvement in the dimpling that she had on the backs of her arms. And she was just ecstatic about it. So I was really happy for her. And I look forward to more people really just getting the look that they deserve after putting so much time, energy, and effort into losing the weight. I know it can be very frustrating for some folks to say, well, I did all of this and my body still, or this part isn't still what I would like it to be. So that's where this comes in, to kind of complete the picture after you work so hard and continue to work so hard to keep the weight off.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rita, for that. You want to take Brielle?
Brielle from Apex wants to know, will the keto diet give me kidney stones? Okay. In my opinion, no.
This is a common thing that you will find on the internet.
Right. I just think that, look, do people who do the keto diet have kidney stones? Yes. The sun comes up every morning. If you're on a keto diet and you get a kidney stone and the sun comes up, I can say, well, you know what? It's just as easily the sunshine that caused it. Right. The association doesn't mean causation. Kidney stones are very common. I'm an ER doctor, and I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever worked a shift where I didn't see several people with a kidney stone.
Not all of them were on keto.
Most of them were not on keto diets. So you had very few. In fact, I don't know that I ever saw one that was on a keto diet. So I don't think there's a strong relationship that exists there outside, above and beyond what the normal risk is. So.
Things to remember with the keto diet, though, is you want to, like with anything, you want to drink a lot of water, because a lot of folks who are at risk for kidney stones or have gotten them before, they can generally think back and say, I was not drinking enough water.
That is the most common finding I ever saw in the ER, was the urine was very concentrated because people were not drinking enough water. And I don't think I've ever seen a urine sample where that was not the case in somebody who had a kidney stone.
Hydration is key for so many reasons, but kidney stones being one of them. And I know, I'll just touch on real quick on that note. I've had a lot of people in the new year buying the gallon jugs off Amazon and insisting they have to drink a gallon of water. And a gallon is a lot of water. So in our practice, we say, shoot for the minimum 64. If you can get to 80 to 100, that is great. A gallon is 128 ounces of water. And there is such thing as too much. So there's a balance, right? There's anything in high quantities, whether it be oxygen, water, right? It could hurt you. So you don't want to force too much, but you do want to make sure that you're staying very, very hydrated so that when you go to the restroom and urinate, it is not a bright orange or
Yes.
a deep copper color of any kind. You really do want to be running on the clearer side of that. So that's how you know. Don't feel like you have to drink 1.5 gallons of water to be good.
That's right.
Shoot for 64 or 80 ounces minimum.
Yeah, that'll get you in the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's finish up with, let's go back and visit Karen's question, Karen from Garner, about the title of the article in Forbes. The study finds cannabis compounds prevent infection by COVID-19 virus. Okay, study finds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Wickham didn't find it. Okay, and I'm not making it up. Okay, I'm just commenting on an article. See, here's the deal. I'm not going to charge you any extra for what I'm about to say because I'm editorializing, okay? You see, the Soviets and the Chinese, they censor what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And their underlings have found themselves moving into the big tech sector. And they're worried about what I'm about to say and what a lot of people are about to say, okay? They want to control what you say, so they like to censor you. And I'm saying some things here that could be censored. And that's why I'm going out of my way to say I'm commenting on this article. The article says it. I didn't say it, okay? So don't come after me like an old-fashioned communist would. All right. Oh, see this T-shirt? See that right there? Okay. All right. I still believe in the First Amendment. All right. So anyway, the article says that, okay, that these oils in the cannabis plant, they found in their study at Oregon State University, bind to the spike protein on the COVID-19, on all variants. They tested all the variants that are out there of the COVID-19 virus, and it binds that spike protein, preventing the spike protein from then binding to the ACE2 receptor on your cell membranes so that the virus can't get inside the cell.
That's what makes us sick.
That's right. So they wanted to report this and suggest that as a medical community, we give more thought to maybe studying this more formally in like randomized controlled trials, that sort of thing. I just think I think a lot of you are open to the idea of taking CBD, and I don't know, I can't tell you that how well this would work when you actually do it in human beings in trials. But I know this doesn't hurt anybody, and the authors pointed this out. Mm-hmm. It does not hurt anybody. So I think that, it just seems to me, it's kind of like the subject of vitamins, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, there are vitamins that you and I believe in mm-hmm. that help people, but you can't measure an outcome that doesn't happen. So if I don't get sick, how do I measure my outcome? Because in studies, we're usually measuring the outcome of who gets sick, mm-hmm. right? But if you don't get sick, this is a hard thing to measure. And so a lot of you, and Michelle and I, we take supplements, right? Yeah. Even though there's not necessarily a study to prove that the supplement works. It's a hard thing to measure. Mm-hmm. It's a hard thing to measure. So I wanted you to know about this and about Pfizer's acquisition of this famous cannabis company, because this is something that mainstream, pharmaceutical companies in medicine is moving into, based on the properties of that endocannabinoid system. And I just wanted to give you the advance heads up. This isn't stuff of, some folks that wandered in from Woodstock selling their stuff, okay? This is the real deal. It's the real deal. Now, the winner of the $25 Target gift card, I hope I don't get censored for this, by the way.
Nicole Lyle,
won the $25 Target gift card.
We will get in touch with you, Nicole. Thank you for you guys for entering.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Check out our emails. They have the link to the Adapt Your Life Keto event.
Yes.
Tomorrow is Tasty Keto Tuesday. We've got a great recipe. Recipes ready for you on that. Come see us. Give us a call. Our offices are open. We'd love to see you. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Have a good week, everyone. Yeah.